a wise old geezer by the name of Ebenezer. Yes? It's a poem and there's quite a lot of it, so settle in. By the name of Ebenezer, who kept a whiskey bottle that no one could locate. Beneath the tube it lingered where it could not be fingered, but the method of its hiding is something I'll relate. 2 tubes he had of metal to hide the whiskey kettle, but only one of them was used to keep it out of sight. On the left he had a tumbler, so that no nocturnal fumbler would discover that the bottle was hidden on the right. His nephew saw him slaking his ardent thirst by taking a swig of the elixir in the middle of the night. But he stood there in wonder at the old man's foolish blunder. He had placed the bottle on the left, the tumbler on the right. But then he covered over that jug of 4-leaf clover and placed the other tube upon the migratory glass. Then came that strange condition of magic transposition, the moment Ebenezer commanded them to pass. When Downhill had departed, the thirsty nephew started to get a little drink himself while Uncle was away. He lifted the right cover, but the bottle had passed over, so he reached beneath the left to get the scotch without delay. But nephew started to find the bottle parted. The glass was in his hand, the old black bottle wasn't there. Each tube that he inspected left him more and more dejected. It was obvious to him the bottle wasn't anywhere. The uncle, on returning to find his nephew yearning, volunteered to show him how the bottle could be found. He made it show its label on each side of the table. It passed from tube to tube and never failed to hang around. When on the right it rested, the left tube was invested with the glass. But when the magic covers were replaced, the bottle passed to larboard and the glass showed up at starboard so quickly that their magic passing could not be retraced. When Uncle's thirsty throttle needed moisture from the bottle, he crossed his hands and in that manner made the tubes reversed. On the right he showed the liquor and gave a little snicker when he showed the tumbler on the left, the place it was at first. With happiness and pleasure he poured himself a measure, then put the bottle and the tumbler back upon the shelf. Sad day. Ebenezer passed away, and the nephews and the nieces came to hear his will be read. He left to eldest nephew Sam some whiskey, and you'll have a dram and think of me in years to come, before you go to bed. Sister Elise was next in line, hoping for some vintage wine, a special year, a French reserve, but no, it was more hooch. A jug of Uncle's moonshine went to their younger cousin Brent. His brother also got one, so he wouldn't have to lose. The twins were next, beyond the peach. A bottle was